Hi, good morning. It's Councillor Glen and it is Saturday, October the 2nd. Hard to believe it's October already. And next weekend's the Thanksgiving weekend, I think. So anyhow, this fall is already going fast. I'm at Village Square Park this morning. We had planned this morning a giveaway, a bike safety giveaway with Safer Roads Ottawa. But because of the rain, we've decided to postpone that. We'll announce a date in the future. Actually, there's been a whole bunch of events today that have been postponed due to the rain. There's a volunteer weed and gardening cleanup at the Oldwood Park on Adams Street. That's been postponed to next Saturday morning. And there's also supposed to be an opening of the Carp River Conservation Area for Mississippi Valley Conservation Authority. And that's been postponed. Actually, the second time that's been postponed due to weather. Last time we were in the middle of a big heat wave in August, and this time due to the rain. But as soon as we have more information, I'll share that on my website and on Facebook and all the other places you get information. Let's see. Oh, why am I here this morning? Besides that we were going to do a Safer Roads Ottawa event, I took the opportunity today to walk across the new pedestrian crosswalk on Stittsville Main Street. So maybe if you've been down in this direction on Stittsville Main, you would have seen it. It's right at the edge of the new Huntington building, the new Switzer apartments that are being built. So what I did was I parked over in the municipal parking lot. I walked just a little bit south and then crossed at the crosswalk. And I'm really happy to have this in. This is about 2.5, maybe 3 years in the making. We want to make sure that pedestrians have more of a priority here on Stittsville Main Street. And as we see more and more homes being built here, businesses established here, we're going to see more of a need to improve the pedestrian realm. The other thing that happened this week, another positive on Stittsville Main, just across from this park in the old brick building, the Heritage Building on the corner of Abbott and Stittsville Main, a new shop opened, Village Envy. So congratulations to Chi and her staff on the opening of Village Envy. I think they're open this morning, and it's going to be the new location of Ritual on Main, a new coffee shop kind of restaurant. So what a great location for that. So really hope everybody gets a chance to check that out. Also related to all of this week we launched the Stittsville Main Street Public Realm Project. So what this is, I know you've been hearing a lot over the past few years about planning for Stittsville Main Street. This is a significant one. We're looking at designing of the public realm. So 6 years ago, City of Ottawa adopted a new community design plan, and that was really focused on private development. If there's new development, what's the zoning, what are the requirements they have to meet for new development? But that was the private part of the street, so private property. This is about public property. So what do we do with benches, with the street lamps that need replacing, with the configuration of lanes and sidewalks for pedestrians and cyclists, and to ensure a safe and efficient flow of traffic? These are all super important questions that public realm plan will help to address. So we're going to be doing a public meeting soon. We're going to be doing some consultation with the Stittsville Business Association and Village Association, and also our Stittsville Main Street Steering Committee. So really happy to get that up and running. Once we have that public realm plan, it means that I can go out and start getting budget for all of these improvements. We can't really go out and say we need $10 million for lights if we don't have a clear plan about how it integrates with all the other things going on in the street. And it is going to be a multi-million-dollar project to get this street upgraded to how we want it. So having the public realm lets me go out and advocate internally at the city for the money that we need, and also allows us to apply for different grants and so on from the federal and provincial government. We have a lot of grants and programs coming out post-COVID, so I want to make sure that Stittsville and Stittsville Main Street are in a good position to be the recipients of some of these grants and opportunities. A few other things that have happened this week. We had a great meeting on Wednesday with Ottawa Police, Ottawa Bylaw, the Parks Department about Alexander Grove Park. I want to thank residents who contacted us over the past few weeks. Really, this is an issue that goes back several months, just around some of the issues we're having at Alexander Grove with graffiti and damaged equipment, and some of the people hanging out and the problems that come as a part of that. So had a good meeting with police, bylaw, and parks, and a number of action items on the way to try to look at improving the environment and the safety around that park and discourage some of that negative activity from happening. We also had meetings on Monday and Tuesday night about our Green Parks Initiative, a pilot project to see how we can encourage more carry in and carry out of garbage at local parks. Especially discouraging household waste going into the garbage, like people dropping off a whole bag of kitchen waste at a park. That's not cool. And also dog waste. We're seeing a lot of bins overflowing with dog waste, and we've tried a number of different pilots, a number of different strategies over the past little bit to see how to address that. So some lessons learned from this one, and would appreciate any of your feedback if you didn't have a chance to attend those meetings on Monday and Tuesday. Also had some questions about some minor construction work happening in different neighborhoods, like this week on Harry Douglas in the Granite Ridge neighborhood. They were doing cathodic protection of water mains. So this is a process to extend the life of our water and sewer infrastructure under the ground. And so you might have seen some vehicles doing some very focused excavation on the streets. If you go to ottawa.ca and search for cathodic protection, you'll see all the information. Kind of an interesting engineering and infrastructure thing, so check that out. Had a super busy week with city issues at City Hall. Yesterday we had a meeting that spanned nearly 11 hours to listen to public delegations to give us feedback on the new Ottawa Hospital Civic Master Plan. So the Civic Hospital is planning to relocate to near Dow's Lake, and there are a lot of residents' concerns about trees, about parking, about traffic, about cycling, about sight lines. So we had about 45 members of the public come out, and they each had 5 minutes to share their concerns. We actually didn't have time to finish the meeting yesterday. It went to nearly 8 p.m., so we're going to resume on Monday morning. Overall, what the Civic Hospital has planned for that site is pretty spectacular. Not without tweaks that need to be made, and a number of my council colleagues who represent wards near that hospital have some directions to staff on refinements that they'd like to see to make it even better. But if you do get a chance, go online. The Civic Hospital is a great website if you search for it on their new development plans at Dow's Lake. A pretty impressive hospital. I believe it's $2.8 billion. It would be built in phases over the next 20, 25 years, with the first phase coming probably in the next 5 to 7 years. Really a game changer for healthcare delivery in our community. We also passed the Parks and Recreation Facilities Master Plan on Monday, another long meeting. This is a document that sets out the strategy when we build new parks and so on, what kind of amenities we want in them. So making some targets around the number of pickleball courts and cricket courts and soccer fields and everything else. So super interesting meeting there, and pretty important, again, looking ahead into the future of our city. Coming up this week, another busy meeting on Tuesday. It's FEDCO, that's Finance and Economic Development Committee. There's two things I wanted to highlight there for you. One is we're going to be looking at a new proposal to introduce a small business tax class. So if you're a small business owner in a commercial area in Ottawa, we want to be able to give you a tax break, taking advantage of a provincial program where I believe they match the tax break for small businesses that the municipalities can give. So our finance department has a presentation and a proposal on how we can make that tax break work for small businesses. Again, another way to help people post-pandemic. And we're also at that meeting getting a major update on our legal strategy for dealing with LRT and Rideau Transit groups. So stay tuned. I should have some more updates by this time next Saturday. On Wednesday, our Transportation Committee is looking at expanding the automated speed enforcement program. These are the traffic cameras. We have some pilot sites. The closest one here in Stittsville is over on Cathodic in front of the Holy Trinity High School. So we've been piloting this at 8 sites, and the city's recommending expanding photo radar to another 15 sites in the city of Ottawa. There's 2 recommended for Stittsville based on speed studies that have been done. One is on Abbott Street in front of Sacred Heart, and the other is on Stittsville Main and Jackson Trails in front of St. Stephen. So really happy about that. That's on Wednesday. And then on Friday, we are going to be celebrating the official opening of Mark Yakabuski Park here in Stittsville in the Fernbank neighborhood. That's been postponed a number of times due to the pandemic, so really glad that on Friday we'll be able to get some family and friends together to officially open that park. Before I wrap up, I've got a few things. I wanted to say thank you to everyone who watches this video every week on Facebook. or on YouTube. And thanks to everybody who's been listening on their favorite podcast platform, like Spotify, iTunes, and so on. Really appreciate that you're tuning in, and hopefully you find this information useful. We are piloting a new thing, a new way to connect with residents. If you're on WhatsApp, you can message us. The WhatsApp number is 613-277-0193, and I'll include that in the notes for this video and this podcast. And the last thing is just a reminder, we've been getting a lot of resident calls lately about speeding in our community. Please slow down, make sure you're paying full attention behind the wheel, make sure you're stopping at stop signs. Even if you're the only one going through an intersection, make sure you come to a full stop and that you're paying attention to your surroundings. If you're in a school zone in particular, please make sure you're respecting the no parking and the no stopping signage. We have had bylaw out doing enforcement there, but bylaw's not going to be able to be out there every day, so we really rely on the cooperation of residents and of parents to respect the no stopping and no parking signage. It's there for the safety of students and pedestrians, so really important that you follow that. And in general, whether you're in a school zone or not, please don't block a fire hydrant, please don't block driveways, please don't park too close to an intersection. Again, it's for the safety of everyone in our community. We really appreciate your cooperation. I'm going to wrap up there. I hope you have a great weekend. Unfortunately, it's a little bit rainy today, but I hope you have a great weekend. Always enjoy talking to you on Saturday mornings, and I'll see you next Saturday. Take care. Have a great week.